Hey guys, it's Ephraim back again with another What I Watched This Month, April edition. So, you know.
Hey, look at this! It's that boy who laughs at everyone. Let's laugh at him!
So yeah, I started this month off with The Evil Dead because I was really intrigued by it because of the John Wick. I was intrigued by the new one that came out because when I went to go watch John Wick, I saw the trailer for that. And I always wanted to watch 2 because it felt like I've watched it before, but I haven't, or I didn't, prior to watching it this month. Because that poster, I'll put it, that poster, it looks so familiar. And yeah, also Sam Raimi, because I really needed to watch his directorial debut. And people always say I don't know, people always even when I was watching, back when Multiverse of Madness came out, people were always oh, Sam Raimi's gonna make it horror and stuff, because of stuff like Evil Dead and, So I was oh, I just this was just a movie inevitably just had to watch at some point in my life. And yeah, so I started off with obviously Evil Dead 1, because where else do you start? And this movie, from the start, I felt it tried to be serious, but it tried to be serious, but also a goofy, funny movie. And I think they realized either in this film or in the next film that goofy direction is where they should have just full on taken it. And we saw that with the second one, and more extremely with the third one. But yeah, speaking of the second one, that was just a funny, great film. I think that's the best made one. It's not my favorite, but I feel that's the best made Evil Dead film. It's a bit weird the way it starts, because it's a sequel and a reboot of the franchise, because apparently Sam Raimi lost the rights for it. But it's a good film, and I think if I was to recommend anyone, man, if you're not, it's a movie that if you're not a fan, you're not a fan. Not everybody's going to like it, but if I was going to recommend any, it'd probably be Evil Dead 2. But yeah, Army of Darkness, as it's called, was my personal favorite, and I feel it was just ridiculous from the beginning, even from the small snippet we saw in 2, which was a bit annoying, because we see him land in that place and he kills the dragon or whatever, and then you think he'll be this character that'll just be the boss of everyone. But then the third movie, Army of Darkness, starts and they just capture him. They just nullify that he did all of that, and they just capture him. Maybe he did it, I can't really remember, but it felt he didn't, that bit was cut out from the third film. It was just really weird. But then 20 minutes in, he's already you already see he's this cool character in it, and I just loved. My best bit in this film had to be the scene where you see the 3 books. And it's not that was definitely not me just sitting down on my chair screaming, pick that book. That second book, pick it. But the movie was also just random and silly. Just the most weird stuff and most random stuff just happened in the film. You see there's this bit that you you see these little people Rumpelstiltskin. Is Rumpelstiltskin? I can't remember. But you see these little people just come out from nowhere. What? Then he there's this other bit that gets split in half. I even thought when he got split in half, his hand got healed, but he was still wearing the robotic thing towards the end. It just didn't make sense. And he pulled out a chemistry textbook from where? The second film started with him in the cabin. So where would he have gotten the chemistry textbook from? It's just. But one thing that really grinds my gears about this film is that babe that he meets in the movie, in the start of the film, that pissed off and everything about him. She gets possessed, and the dude literally impales her with, I can't remember where it was, but he impales her and throws her off the ledge. And then at the end, she just spawns back everything is fine. How does that happen, man? But hey, it's a movie you're not supposed to judge for its ridiculousness. You just enjoy it and you go. And then I watched the 2013 one, which I mentioned briefly in the video I did for The Evil Dead Rise. It just felt like a cash grab horror film. I don't know, maybe it wasn't. Maybe the director actually put in love and everything for it. But what I got from it was the fact that it was just a generic horror movie in the woods that put the Evil Dead name there. And I feel you could have called I feel you could have called this movie The Evil Book in the Woods. And I swear nobody will bat an eye, because that's literally what this film felt like. It felt like a horror film, But that's the thing with Rise. Rise took it took it made The Evil Dead like a more horror filmish this thing, and took like little fragments of comedy, but not a lot, like very little fragments. But even though like it still was enjoyable, it was more enjoyable. I think it took more from the 2013 lore, but it also like appreciated some of the things from the previous films too. I don't know, man, but like I really enjoyed the one that came out this like a couple weeks ago. That was really nice. I prefer it to 2013. I don't think it's as good as any of the previous three, but it was, yeah. It's a good film. It's a good horror movie. But then I watched another, it's really a horror film, but like another goofy film, Renfield. And personally, this is not my type of movie. I don't know. I love over the top action and stuff, but like I feel like this movie just wasn't, I don't say it wasn't serious enough, but like it wasn't serious in the sense that like even compared to like The Evil Dead that I previously just talked about, even compared to like The Evil Dead and also The Boys, which I rewatched this month, it felt like some of the craziest things will happen. Some of these limbs get like torn out and stuff, and they'll just be like, oh, that's fine, that's just my regular Sunday afternoon. Like it just felt like really out of place. And even there's this scene in like restaurants that some of the craziest things you ever imagine just happened, and the civilians are just like, yeah, that's cool, that's fine. Like it's just so strange for me personally. But like, yeah, it's a fun film regardless. If you just want to like kill time, 90 minutes, just kill time, put your straight to streaming film, if I'm being honest. If you want to put your feet on the couch and just enjoy yourself, it's a fun film for that. And also Nicolas Cage as Dracula, really good. To me, he carried the movie. Then I didn't actually watch Mario after this. Mario was like the first thing I watched this month. But yeah, I watched Mario, which I have a separate review on. It's a really nice, fun film for kids and for like, I don't want to say fans, but I don't know. Will I say I'm a Mario fan? I don't know. I've not played a Mario game in like forever, but like I really enjoyed it. The movie is not perfect, as I said in the previous video, about it. I don't know why Illumination were the one to do it. It wasn't bad visually, but like the story definitely could have used work, as everybody is saying. But really, the kid in me that watched that film didn't really care. It was the perfect eye candy for me, and I enjoyed it. Then I watched Fast and Furious 5 in anticipation for like the new one, Fast and Furious X, coming out in like 2 or 3 weeks from now. I have no clue. But like, I still need to watch Fast and Furious 7, 8, and 9 because I haven't watched any of those. But I remember Fast and Furious 5, like when I was younger, that was my favorite at the time, when it was just 1 to 6. And on a rewatch, it's really good. I will have hopefully a separate video on it. Hopefully I don't procrastinate and cancel it like I did for Evil Dead. But yeah, Fast and Furious 5 was really good. To me, I can't really say it's the best because I haven't watched 7, 8, and 9, but from what I have watched, 1 to 6 and Hobbs and Shaw, definitely the best. Now for TV shows, I watched Harley Quinn. From the title, it looks like I really watched Harley Quinn, like I watched the entire season 3. But in seriousness, my sister, bless her heart, I sent her the list of the things she should put on the thumbnail, and I did not really, I just watched like a couple episodes, but then I always saw like The Sopranos on my HBO thingy, and I was like, Sopranos, I really love it. I really love The Sopranos, so I just watched that instead. It's really interesting. It's a really good TV show. I think it's my best TV show right now, and I'm still on season 2. The best TV show, better than, I think it has overthrown Better Call Saul and The Boys in my list. And speaking of, that was the next thing I watched. I watched The Boys this month, and I mainly watched it just to like get better in like the language I'm trying to speak now, because I've watched The Boys like a million times. Like it's, besides Rick and Morty, it's the series that I have watched like a lot, and I can't wait for Gen V and season 4 to come out. Really excited for those. And also I watched The Mandalorian, another TV show, The Mandalorian. I have a separate review for that as well. You see, I need to really be pumping out separate reviews. It's to make this video so much easier for me to edit without talking too much about it. But I felt like, in all, Mandalorian season 3, I felt like it wasn't interesting enough compared to the previous 2, even compared to Mandalorian's episode in the Book of Boba Fett. It wasn't as interesting. It caught up towards the end with the whole that dude, I can't remember his name. Esposito, I can't remember his name, man. He caught up with him at the end, and I really just hope to see more of Din Djarin and Grogu in future things. And yeah. And finally for this month, I watched Hi, I'm Dave. Who's Dave? Hi, I'm Dave. I remember when I watched this thing for the first time on Hulu in COVID, and I was just really like, it was just such a fun, I think it was 8 episodes, just fun 8 episodes with cameos and everything. I really enjoyed it back then. I feel season 2 was a drop off of season 1. Wasn't that bad, but I still feel like it was a drop off. Season 3 maybe a bit better than season 2, but like season 1 was just so good. But like I'm gonna pump out a review for this too, hopefully when it's over. Hopefully I don't procrastinate out of this too, but I highly recommend it if you're like interested in like music or I don't know man, exactly. But yeah, one thing I will complain about, that song with YG, YG and Lil Dicky, that YG Lil Dicky song should come out. I want to hear it, even if it's just like a verse. I want to hear it. It's been 3 seasons. It's been too long. I literally watched this movie on the last day of the month, and I think because I also watched this movie pretty late, I had to like push this video a bit forward. That's why it didn't come out as early as it was supposed to. But yeah, Beau is beautiful. I actually really love this film. Ari Aster, I still have a billion questions to ask you about what was going on. I did understand like 40% of what was happening, but I still like this film regardless. And I'll still highly recommend you guys to just get your mind screwed over. Just watch this film. And yeah. But yeah, that's all I watched this month, April of 2023. Everything I said is my opinion, and I'll stand with it no matter what. And I want to know what your opinions are of the movies I watched, and what you watched. But nobody will put it down there. But even though I'm just going to say that, thank you for watching this video. Go check out my other videos. Subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. Trouble and drama in my scene. They just be asking me what I mean. I'ma treat life like chess. Ain't no checkers, I ain't playing.